here it is, little box, and the original packaging. Welcome back to another episode in this 1996 waveraider series. Now today is a quick entry. We are replacing this old worn split grip from the front. Now I've seen online that this is a common thing to happen on these grips because it also doubles up as the VTS, meaning it's constantly twisted and the repetitive motion has essentially split the rubber away from the underside plastic. So it has to be replaced. And to be honest, when I first purchased the ski, I was a little bit concerned. If you haven't watched that video yet, check it out here.
Have you been after one of these for ages though? Ages.
Where I purchased this jet ski, and the reason why I was concerned is because these kind of obscure parts are normally quite hard to find. Sourcing these kind of parts can be tricky, and the reason why is because they're classified as obsolete. Well, not always obsolete, but largely these kind of parts are no longer made anymore, which basically means you've got to try to find a supplier. Now, in this instance, with a split rubber, trying to glue the two surfaces back together is basically a non-starter. But to my surprise, after a quick Google search, I found myself on eBay, and I found one of these in the UK supplier, and there was one left on eBay. And here it is. Original packaging. This is 24 years old, this package. So we're dealing with a bit of a retro in itself, just the part. Now I must be honest, I was incredibly impressed because the actual retail price of this component was quite low considering they don't make these anymore, so they're classified as obsolete. And this is original packaging. So the part itself, so is as so, which is essentially a rubber grip. So I know it's not extremely exciting, but it's exciting in the sense that this is brand new and not been used. It doesn't have any of the sweat marks on it, if you like, from all the gripping and wave jumping and all the things that go with it. So I'm going to stop talking and change the part so you guys can see how to do it. So the grip is off. I had to pull it off a little bit aggressive there in the end and popped it back through the other way because it's actually supposed to be glued. There was still some, let me get that back through. There was still some residue. You can see the split there, so it was quite a big split, to be honest. The other little components that came off with it, so we obviously have the trigger which controls the variable trim. That was dead simple to come out. It's got a little spring on the back there, so essentially it's got that with a pin that goes through and it's held either end with two little locking screws, and they obviously work against each other, so one's clockwise, one's anti-clockwise, and that obviously what secures it in place. So that was dead simple. Obviously don't lose these, put these in a safe place, because if you lose that, the likelihood of actually finding that part again is near on impossible. So next up I need to prep this plastic. You can see all the glue residue that's been left behind from the rubber grip, so that needs to be cleaned away before I can put the new grip on. now I've got all the white nice and cleaned. Well, I say nice and cleaned, I've got it as cleaned as I can, because the thing is the rubber is extremely stubborn, because obviously it was still stuck in places. It wasn't as if the adhesive broke everywhere, it was just sort of along that split line. So I ended up using my Dremel, which had a buffing head on it, which allowed me to put the tar remover on the buffing head and then clean away much of the, you know, the bumped rubber, the leftover rubber that would have potentially stopped there being a nice clean bond. So now that it's cleaned, we need to stick it, and I'm opting for the dog's. Now the dog's is the glue that I actually used on my 1991, and it worked really well. It's a contact adhesive that works on porous and non-porous surfaces. So we've got rubber and plastic in this instance. I'm confident this will do the job. Obviously, as the grip gets pushed over, it will squidge out, but ultimately the surfaces will become covered, and I'll also twist the grip to ensure that it's covering all of the surfaces. So that's the glue. Let's glue it up. So at this stage in the process, it was a case of cleaning up the glue residue and putting the handlebar back together, which was basically just the reverse order of the disassembly, so nice and super easy. So one thing I noticed while putting the securing pins back in top and bottom is if you pull the trigger in, it makes it a lot easier to obviously line it back up. To start with, I was trying to line them up, a little bit irritating not being able to get it in there. And then you just got the one more securing screw which sits in the end of the handlebar just to hold the grip in place. So that is the grip done. It was nice and easy, quick job, and it just massively improves the overall look of the handlebars. I mean, it's one of those things, if you have a grip that's ripped, it kind of lets the whole appearance of the ski down. So that's something I'm really happy. It's now sort of 24 hours and it's really strong, the bond. So that glue, the name's a bit of a funny name, but it's really good for sticking these sort of things. And in this particular scenario, the fact that you're pushing the grip back on, you know you're going to get a good bond as long as you wrap the glue sort of over all areas. So that's it for this for this video entry. It was only a snappy one, but there are tons more videos coming soon. So do the usual stuff, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment, and thank you for everyone who's been watching the videos. This Yamaha series is really taking up some speed, is really, you know, gaining some momentum. I've done lots of different restoration pieces now, captured tons of content, so I'm going to be making these videos over the coming weeks and getting out on the channel for you guys to watch throughout the winter months. So thanks for watching, guys. Let's keep these classics alive.